Hi Bilal, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Yes, not too bad.
Happy,
So good.
happy coffee day.
Definitely happy coffee days. So good to be sat here with you in London. Having a cup of, nearly said chai, but it's not, is it? We'd be cheating. We'd be lying to our
Black coffee.
audience. Black coffee. We're trying to be healthy, aren't we? So tell us, Bilal. Obviously, the last time we saw you, it was the amazing Superstar. You are one anyway, but also I'm referring to the film for those people who haven't connected. That was the last time, obviously, our team spoke to you, and the last time that we saw you on the screens, and now you're back, but in a different visual, a different screen. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing.
I think after Superstar, I genuinely wanted to take a break because it took everything out of me. Just the whole physical transformation, everything, it was just tough. And I think we all were extremely tired because I remember promoting, shooting, and dubbing all in one day, which is unheard of. Don't ask how, what, why. Yes, it's happened. It was a lot of fun.
That's why they call you the Superstar, I guess.
Well, it was a lot of fun. It was great fun shooting Superstar. And I was very I was satisfied, but I was tired. I was like, I need like 4 or 5 months off. Unfortunately, I think the whole world got a break. But coming back, I've opened a little production company, so I was working on a few scripts of mine, during the break, and I get a call from Nina, who's Mahira's production partner, and she just says, there's a script. I said, I don't care about the script. Where's Mahira? Tell her to give me a call. So she calls me and she's like, I said, so Mahira, why me? And she goes, well, I feel this is going to be a good role for you. You will. I just think, I have a feeling you'll fit really well and you'll do well. I hadn't read the script and I said, look, should I trust you? And she said, is that even a question? And I said no. So I said yes to it. It was just out of pure friendship. I hadn't read the script, nothing. I said okay. I'm there. I'm in. What do you want to do?
Excellent. How do you feel now that you've acted in it and it's now available for everyone to watch? I'm obviously presuming you've watched it. Sometimes people star in things but they don't watch it themselves, so I'm assuming you have.
No, I have watched it, and this is the first project which I hadn't seen before release. I've watched it with everyone, so it's a different feeling. It's a great feeling also to be sharing it with everyone at the same time and being one of the viewers. I feel truly humbled with the kind of love and response it's been getting from everyone. I feel extremely honored that people have appreciated all the hard work. And at the end of the day, I think every actor works hard for their role. Once you appreciate it, that's what counts. And for me, that's more than enough. And all the love that I've been getting from everyone.
Fantastic. But, it is a great character, and we'll come on to that. But for Mahira to trust you and to come to you direct and say, I want you for this, that's a lot. What was going through your mind when she's, obviously, there's that friendship there. But it's still business at the end of the day. You still got to satisfy the audiences. So, for her to make that decision to completely trust you in this amazing role. I've watched it now and I think you've done a stupendous job. What was going through your mind when you went on set the first day?
A lot of nerves, because obviously it's a lot of responsibility when she did trust me. I think this entire process was built on trust, to be very honest, because I hadn't read the script. Of course, once I read the script, I had questions which I asked her, I asked Nina. But I think because we had worked in Superstar and we developed such a great friendship, the trust was there. I was like, okay, I'm sure she's going to not do something, bad. She's done great work all across the world. I do trust her. And then when she started telling me the story, that's when I got really interested, because it was, you don't find many roles, especially in Pakistan, where you play a character. It's always, playing a hero or playing, this character is a hero. You're not playing, a hero. You're not trying to become a hero. You just, the character and the script is a hero, to be very honest. And that's what I saw. I took it as a challenge more than anything else, because I thought, okay, wow, a project where I'm going to be young, I'm going to be old, go through different phases. It's really going to put me outside my comfort zone, and that's the only way I'm going to grow as an actor. And that's honestly what it's been. It's been growth. It's been practice. It wasn't as smooth as of course, when you watch something, it's all great. But I think hats off to Mahira and her entire team, Nina, who've really worked day and night to make this possible.
Mm. And like you said, it is a very different character to what you did in Superstar, and it's not just in the looks department, but even in the personality department. Having had that big gap, how do you manage to switch from playing somebody that's equal to the female actor in Superstar to then having sort of, not exactly a side role, but a lesser of a role in this telefilm?
Well, of course, when I read the script, I immediately knew that Sir Johar is the heart of the film, and it's a very important role. And also, I wanted to kind of break away from this entire idea of a support or a second lead, because at the end of the day, especially now with the OTT platforms and how the world is progressing, it's all about the character, it's all about the acting, it's all about the craft, rather than lead role or supporting role. I don't think that matters anymore. I think it's all about being or playing that particular character, and if you do a good job, you'll be appreciated regardless. You might get more appreciation than playing a lead role. So it's all about, I think that's what acting is all about, rather than lead or support, and I feel it is a very, very important role. So not even for a second the thought crossed my mind, and in fact I did feel that I am probably going to be part of something historic in terms of, it's the First Lady General, she's a serving general, I will be playing her husband. Of course, it's a lot of nerves, because more than anything else, more than what the response would have been from the crowd, it was a huge responsibility Mahira had put on me as a producer. B, an even bigger responsibility of playing her husband, someone who is or was so dear to her, and a very sensitive topic. So it could have easily gone either way. And again, a serving general, a lot of red tape, a lot of what should be shown, what shouldn't be shown. Hats off to Pakistan Army for letting this through as well. That just is a great step in the right direction. I think we've moved on from bashing terrorism and bashing neighbors and all. There's so much more to the world. There's so many stories. There's so many stories probably across the border. There's so many stories everywhere in the world, and that's what needs to be focused on. People, everyone is human at the end of the day. We all have emotions, we all have feelings, and that's what's important in showing that and showing the struggles. And a lot of nerves for playing this character, because General Nigar clearly said, and I remember Mahira saying, what, she doesn't care about anything but this role. I said, what, thanks for putting more pressure on me. So I do thank her and the team for giving me this opportunity, honestly, and also for General Nigar trusting me, because of course everything was run through her decisions, everything, and they've just been phenomenal. I think that support gave me a lot of confidence.
It compared to the characters that you played before, that would be very zesty, very commercial. This one's a very somber, very calm kind of character, but also a character of real life as well. How true would you say you kept to Sir Johar, and did you get any feedback from General Nigar after it went out for everybody to watch?
So I'm in London. I've been here for the last 3 weeks, and it's released. I haven't been back. I've had random people who've watched it recognize me and appreciate it, but like you said, General Nigar herself, watching it, it's probably very difficult. It's probably a very difficult watch for her.
Of course, yeah.
Something so close to her heart, and so I got a message I think from Mahira and Nina saying, oh, we have a viewing with her, and I was like, oh, good luck. And then I think the very next day I get a message from General Nigar saying, oh, I watched it. And then there was like a gap and silence, and I'm like, watched it, and so I'm like, I was like, and she just wrote the most beautiful message. She said, I cried, it made me cry, it made me laugh. Thank you so much for doing such a great job with Johar. And she was all praises, and that made me very emotional. In fact, what made me extremely emotional was the fact when, and that was a huge win for me as an actor playing a character, when she said, when her mother, because Sir Johar's mother is alive, and she watched it and she said, oh, please can you pull him out of the screen?
Oh.
So she said, Johar, isko bahar nikalo.
Oh.
She's old, and for me, I still get emotional and goosebumps when I talk about this, because this is something which is massive.
It's a phenomenal compliment for an actor, isn't it?
Yeah, probably the best compliment I've ever had in my life.
Wow, that's amazing. That is really, really something, isn't it? In terms of Sir Johar, there's the younger version in the telefilm, and then there's the older version. Younger version, fit, suave, everything. And then as you see the older version, he's obviously, because he's ill, and he's put on weight. What was that transition like? Did you do that in real? Did he put weight on?
We used. I wish I had enough time to put on weight. I would love to eat whatever I want, because usually we don't get to do that.
Of course.
So I would have loved
Yeah.
any producer or director out there. I would love something like that where I can eat and then take it off. So
I've been listening.
so yeah, unfortunately we didn't have the liberty of time, because it was all done in a very short amount of time. And it's a telefilm with a certain budget and constraints. So it was prosthetics. I had to put a prosthetic kind of belly, and the makeup artist Fayaz and Nadeem did a fabulous job with this. And I think I want to praise these two kids, Owais and Fiza. They're from Mahira's wardrobe team. Young kids, they literally had pictures to go with. They were looking at pictures, they were recreating looks, and it was all done prosthetically. Even Mahira had to wear a bodysuit, and we were shooting in 36 degrees, 40 degrees in Pindi in Islamabad, very hot, with a bodysuit, you couldn't breathe, and the uniform was also a little thick, the material. So I think she wore it more than I did, so hats off to her. But yeah, it was all prosthetically done.
Wow, looks amazing. Looks so natural. In terms of, we were talking off camera earlier, and we were talking about General Nigar, and you had a few comments, but for the sake of our audience, what do you think of General Nigar? And now that you've made this film, what are your views after being involved in such a project?
Well, I think she's such a charming personality, such a strong woman. I was telling you how when she walks out, she's getting salutes from all the men, and then at the same time, she's such a humble, down-to-earth, sweet person when you're sitting one-on-one, and she opened up. In fact, because there's not too much information available on Sir Johar, if you Google General Nigar, you still get videos, YouTube videos of her speeches, and you have stuff. But for Johar's character, I didn't have much. So literally, she had appointed, and Mahira's team had appointed someone, and they used to get all the information and give it back to me in voice note. I think I was really irritating them with the voice notes. But so I designed the character. I actually sat with a theatre coach who sat with me, Sunil, and he helped me through the process. But when I reached on set, I played the first scene, and then I got the opportunity of meeting her. After I met her, we literally ran through all the scenes in terms of her life. What happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. And I changed the way plate job completely. It was a 360-degree change because, of course, I came in with certain, my own created character, certain notions.
Yeah.
But once I met her, the first-hand information that I got from her, it made me change everything. And I think that is what gave me the emotional angle into Sir George's character.
Yeah.
So it was.
I mean, I'm still in admiration of it. Very well played. I love the character. But for a star like you, who's still obviously exploring his career so early on, to be playing a role that in traditional South Asian films, men don't always play second. It's always the main role that they get to play. So for you to play that and for Mahira to be the more prominent figure, how important is it, would you say, in today's era to have such characters, to have such telefilms or films?
I think, like I said earlier on, I think the whole world has changed. I think gone are the days when you try to play a hero, you play the lead all the time. It happens in Hollywood. It started happening in Bollywood with all the OTT stuff that's coming out. You see some great actors playing some, support roles as well. It all depends on, as an actor, if you like it, if it challenges you. I think that's what's important. And also, I have no issues in doing a role which is a powerful role, even if it's a support role, which will inspire people, which will give people insight into someone who himself was such an inspiring person. And I think because of his actual role in life and support, General Nigar is who she is today. And so I have no problems about playing any such roles, honestly. And I think, I think it's going to change things. It's going to change how people view heroes, because the best compliment I've gotten from a producer back home and other co-actors was that, this is the difference between a character and a hero, and when the character is a hero, you become a hero. So for them, it was more powerful than going and playing a main lead. And I think I feel great with the love and response.
Excellent. Well, we were talking about your foray into acting, and you resisted coming into the industry. Now that you're here, what do you think of your journey so far? Do you ever look at it and analyse and give yourself any critique?
I think all the time. I think my own family, my own friends are my biggest critique. My mom, she's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "What? I just worked on this for 6 months. What do you mean?" She said, "What is this?" And I think that kind of keeps you grounded, and I feel, look, you learn, you grow, you fall, you get up, you work hard. And one thing I've learned is, if your heart is in the right place, if your intention is pure, and you give it your best, you will succeed, no matter what, whether you're an actor, whether you're a banker, whether you're a doctor, whatever you're doing. And it's not going to be easy all the time. The other thing which is extremely important is, you need to surround yourself with the right people. So if you have good people around you, it'll do well without you even knowing, and it'll become effortless. And I think that's what's most important. So I feel that also in terms of my career, I feel, look, there's way more to experiment with. There's way more, and this character's kind of pushed me to look at acting in a different way as well. It's pushed me to look at my career in a different way as well. So I'm open now completely to a lot of stuff. I'm not going to stereotype myself, and I feel sky's the limit. That's what it is really. It's what you put your mind to. If you want to play an old guy, play an old guy. You play a young guy, play a young guy. You want to do action, romance, whatever the demand is. It just has opened me up further. That's what it's done. In cricketing terms, I will say, I think I've walked from the pavilion to the pitch. I've taken a guard. I'm yet to bat. That's what I can say.
Fantastic. I think people definitely will get that, considering you just had India and Pakistan play. That's brilliant. So what can we expect from you going forward, Bilal? What's coming up?
I feel in Pakistan, television is very big. I was one person who has not done television in terms of, this was my debut on TV. I've not done TV dramas, I've done films. And I think all my friends out there will be making fun of me, saying that now when we used to say that television is very powerful in Pakistan, you know, used to be like, no, I'm just going to stick to films. But honestly, I feel that the next will be a TV drama. I have opened up a very small production company. In fact, my company is shooting as we speak. They're working on a series. I'm not acting in it, but At Shamuddin, the superstar director, is my partner in it. But we're working on a film, which is an action film, and we're working on a TV drama going forward, inshallah. So let's see.
Well, fantastic. Well, wish you all the best with that
Thank
and everything else that you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving us such a lovely character.
No. Thank you so much, and I'm glad we've done this, and I'm so glad you've actually enjoyed it. You've watched the film, and
and everybody else needs to watch it now.
Nigar, it's on YouTube. Check it out.
That's it. Thank you so much.